I stand out from the other candidates because I'm very experienced and familiar with today's technology. I grew up in a generation where technology is very prominent and used on a day-to-day basis. I've been active on social media, and I feel as if my familiarity with the various forms of technology will not only benefit me, but also the company. Some examples of the social media sites I've used currently and in the past are Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat, though those are not the only sites I've used. Another reason I stand out from the others is because I'm a big team leader. I work cohesively with others and I value networking. I think it's very important to work with one another, and as a team in a business, no one should fall behind. You should be able to all be on the same track and rise together, go down together, and be able to build off of one another. But I feel as if no one should be left behind. Everyone should be keeping each other up. And I just want to end that with saying that I stick out for my time management skills. When I was working at Jumping JoJo's, I was able to cut closing time by 45 minutes based on my time management skills. I was able to organize a better way that we could close, and that did save us almost an hour of time, which helped a lot, not only for the employees, but for the management. I want to start off by saying that I feel as if I'm a natural born leader. Not only am I a leader at work, but also at home and in school. I love to take initiative in any given situation. Nothing scares me or turns me away. The word leader sometimes has a negative connotation to it, as the person in charge. I don't like that, and that's not how I lead. I don't like to lead by telling people what to do. Instead, I like to lead by example. I like people to look up to me. I want to be a role model. I want to be a leader that people want to be, and people want to ask questions to, that are not scared of, that don't feel as if they don't have a say. An example of this was when I was put into a group with 4 of my peers in my class for a group presentation. We never met each other before, so it started off a little awkward. But I was able to take initiative and talk to everyone and get everyone to know each other a little bit more. And from then, I was able to schedule times where we could all meet and talk about the project. During these times, we would be able to decide who had which part and how we were going to go on with the presentation. This was important because if no one was able to take the leadership status, how would we have figured any of that out? How would we be able to determine who was doing what? To me, it was very important for me to step up as a leader during that time. Many times I was able to positively influence my peers. Looking back at that example I gave you about being put in a group for a speech, I had one of my members that was very nervous about speaking publicly. It was her first time that she was about to get up in front of all these people and speak. She came to me and asked me questions on what she could do to prepare. Being that I work in the speaking center, I had a lot of tips and knowledge about ways to prepare for such speaking anxiety so that you could stand in front of the class confident. I was able to share these resources with her, and she thanked me, and she was able to take these resources and share them with her friends, and then her friends. So I was able to not only positively influence my peer, but she took that knowledge and influenced her peers, and that was great. On the other hand, I had another peer that never did work early. She only started her assignments a week before they were due. I was able to teach her ways that you could do little by little each day, because the stress won't build up inside of you that way. And not only will it help her out, but it will help her peers. For that speech and example, we were doing a little by little each day, and at the end of the project, she was able to see how much stress she dodged. She felt very confident and very prepared. And she thanked me and told me how if she would have started the project later on, she wouldn't have felt as confident, and she wouldn't have been able to connect with us as well during the presentation. Great great question. To me, failure is when I'm unable to meet my expectations. A perfect example of a time I failed was in my biology class when I was working on a group project. I thought I was being a great leader. I was taking initiative, I was helping my group members, making decisions, but then I got my evaluations back. It turns out my peers weren't happy with me at all, and they did not like my leadership skills. Some of the comments they made was that I was overbearing, I was taking control, I was too in charge, not letting them do what they needed to do. And I'll be honest with you, that really upset me. I didn't expect it. No one was saying anything to me, and sometimes I get a little ahead of myself being a leader, especially when I feel I have to do more than I should. After I got these evaluations back, I decided to attend some leadership academies and leadership conferences to learn new leadership skills, so when I get in a situation like that again, I know how to fix it, and I know other leadership skills that will help me be the best leader I could be.